Defense Interior to storm Ho over secessionism. Deliver Garu constituency from NDC, Esla Owusu. Bernard Mona loses PNC chairmanship seat. David Apasera elected flag bearer. Man grabbed for attempting to smuggle weed into police cells. Chinese fishing vessel owners did not pay fine. In business and international news, ECOWAS hints at sanctions removal. Mali presidency. And in sports, emotional scenes as dead offensive juvenile footballers are laid to rest. Entertainment, any artist who shows off their wealth lacks what money can't buy, which is talent, says Stephanie Banson. The news now in detail. Former President John Dramani Mahama has affirmed his commitment to participate in a presidential debate with his main opponent, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, despite the president's refusal to commit to same. Ahead of the 2020 December general elections, policy think tank group Imani Africa had written to the two leading candidates seeking their commitment to go toe-to-toe in a presidential debate. However, Secretary to the President, Nana Asante Bediato, in a letter to Imani dated September 23, 2020, stated that President of the Republic will not be available to participate in Imani's presidential debate between the two dominant political parties, New Patriotic Party and National Democratic Congress, due to pre-arranged commitments. Subsequently, the office of the former President Mahama, who was yet to reply to Imani's request in a letter signed by the head of administration at the former president's office. According to the former president's office, His Excellency John Mahama believes that not only will this enhance our democracy, but also give voters a better opportunity to make informed decisions. The letter emphasized that anything short of a presidential debate between the two leading political parties in Ghana ahead of the December 2020 general elections will defeat the intended purpose.
Member of Parliament for the Jodio constituency, Neil Ante Van der Poel, has revealed that lobbying and his influence in government when the National Democratic Congress was in power are some of the reasons he has been able to achieve a lot in his constituency as far as development is concerned. He believes his input on projects such as schools, Get Fund Scholarship, healthcare would make him win with a wide margin against his contender come December 7th. Neil Ante Van der Poel was speaking with the media on some of his achievements and his journey so far as a member of parliament since 2012. As a means of justifying his assertions, Ghana Web's election desk visited the Odododo constituency to interact with the constituents to review his performance in the last 4 years. Does he deserve another term in office at the House of Legislature?
And to our third story, ministers in charge of national security, interior and defense are expected to visit the Volta region as part of efforts to deal with raging attacks masterminded by alleged secessionists in that part of the country. 2 violent attacks in less than a week have left 1 dead, others injured, and destruction to property at the whole STC bus terminal. Representatives of the Volta caucus in Parliament have been meeting with Regional Minister Dr. Archibald Lecha over the disturbances. Member of Parliament for North Tongu, Samuel Okujeto Oblakwa, told TV3's Komala Adum in an interview after a meeting on Wednesday, September 30, that the deliberations have been scheduled to continue on a larger scale on Friday. He further called for a nationalistic approach towards resolving this problem.
The New Patriotic Party Member of Parliament for Ablekuma West constituency, Mrs. Esla Owusu Ekufu, has charged the constituency executives and MPP faithfuls in the Garu constituency to do all they can to ensure that the MPP wins the parliamentary seat in the Garu constituency during the upcoming December elections. Speaking at the mammoth gathering of party faithfuls in Garu in the Upper East region, she urged them to remain steadfast and resolute in aim of becoming victorious at the end of 2020 polls. According to her, unity of purpose is required to clinch the beckoning political victory in the upcoming general elections, adding that the leaders and members of the party in the constituency should not allow any form of division among themselves. She assured them that the parties and her support to ensure they have enough resources and logistics to caution them to work extraordinarily for the party. She said instead of causing divisions, party members in the constituency must make efforts to bring the citizenry to hold hands in the true spirit of brotherhood, as envisioned by the parliamentary candidate, Mr. Musa Osman, for the good of all. The new Patriotic Party Member of Parliament for Blakuma West constituency arrived in the constituency on Monday to a rousing welcome by the regional women's wing, supporters and sympathizers of her 4-day visit. Whilst in Upper East, Mrs. Owusu Akufo would visit the Timpen, Boko Central, Zabile, Munduri, and Navrongo Central constituencies.
Bernard Mona has lost his bid to retain the chairmanship position of the People's National Convention on Wednesday at the party's National Delegate Conference, which saw the election of David Apasira as the new flag bearer of the party for the 2020 general elections. Mr. Mona pooled 1,266 votes, while Moses Daniba pooled 1,297 in the chairmanship race, which was collated across the 16 regions of the country. In the presidential race, Dr. David Apasira emerged as the PNC's flag bearer, defeating his contenders, Samson Asaki, Awin Gobet, and Reverend Samuel Ejeba. David Apasira polled 1,315 votes, while Samson Asaki polled 789 votes, and Reverend Samuel Ejeba pooled 465 votes. Mona, who is also contending the parliamentary seats for Nadowili Kalio constituency, which the party will as they forged forward.
A man who allegedly attempted to smuggle some substance suspected to be cannabis and other contraband goods into the Kaneshie police cells has been arrested. Nuruddin Arafat, 21, allegedly concealed the cannabis quantities of and diazepam tablets and a packet of cigarettes with a lighter in an empty sachet water bag. The public relations officer of Accra Regional Police Command, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Efia Tenge, speaking to the Ghanaian Times in an interview in Accra yesterday, said the suspect was in custody assisting in investigations. At about 6 p.m. last Friday, she said Arafat went to the Kaneshie police station to give the contraband goods to an inmate whose name was given only as Nafas on remand for robbery. DSP Tenge said the police found the cannabis and other contraband goods in the bag and arrested Arafat. The police PRO said the suspected cannabis would be taken to the forensic laboratory for examination.
And to our said story, owners of fishing vessel Lu Rong Yun, Madam Quay, who was responding to a question posed at the Meet the Press series in Ghana, said updates of the case would be communicated subsequently. She noted that there were other infringement cases that were being settled both at the court and out of court. Madam Quay said the ministry had reconstituted the out of court settlement committee to fast track a backlog of cases in order to generate revenue for the government. She stated that overexploitation of the fisheries resources as a result of open access for artisanal fishermen and the use of illegal fishing methods and coastal degradation remained a challenge in the fisheries sector. The minister noted that the government was collaborating with stakeholders to implement closed seasons as a measure to replenish the fish stock. The ministry intensified observer activities on industrial vessels as part of measures to ensure enforcement and compliance with the fisheries law and regulations. Madam Quay said the number of observer missions in 2019 increased by 215 from 335 in 2018 to 550 in 2019.
And in sports, the funeral service of the 8 young footballers who perished in the accident at Offensu some weeks ago is currently underway. The young footballers between the ages of 12 and 15 who played for a court club named Africa Vision Football Academy met their untimely death when they were returning from court football registration exercise. The children died after the minibus they were traveling in crashed into the Offensu River. Minister of Youth and Sports Isaac Kwame Esiama, President of the Ghana Football Association, Ket Okweku, Offensu Manhene Nana Wiafi Akenten III, and other dignitaries are currently at the funeral service. The incident sent shock waves throughout the footballing world, with both FIFA and CAF paying their tribute to the aftermath of the sad accident. There has been a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth at the funeral service earlier today.
And in international news, the West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS has hinted that sanctions against Mali could soon be lifted. A tweet from the office of Mali's interim president says, ECOWAS imposed the punitive measures across the military overthrew President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta in August. It had demanded the resumption of civilian rule, but despite a civilian president, Ba Indal, and Prime Minister Mokhtar Wayne being appointed, the sanctions are still in place. Earlier this week, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari said there were still some gray areas that needed to be worked out before relations could return to normal. For instance, Mali's new vice president is the former Janta leader Colonel Assimi Goïta, and ECOWAS wants to make sure that he cannot become president. Mr. Indal is a former military officer and defense minister.
And in entertainment, UK-based Ghanaian jazz musician Stephanie Benson has said that a true artist needs to record labels to showcase their talent. According to the relationship experts, an artist needs no titles, and those who go about showing off their worth clearly prove that they have no talent. The mother of 5, who still looks hot despite her age, has been using her social media platforms to help couples mend their relationships. She also helps those who are in toxic relationships find a way to leave before things escalate. She recently advised young ladies to work hard and make their own money if they want to be taken seriously by men they date.
And this ends Radio Guy Online Evening News. Before we take a leave of you, a recap of the headlines. Mahama affirms readiness to take part in Imani's debate despite Akufo-Addo's boycotts. On election desk, appraising the performance of MP for Ododo-Odo, Ninante Vanderpoy. Ministers of National Security, Defense and Interior to storm Ho over secessionism. Deliver Garu constituency from NDC, says Esla Owusu. Bernard Mona loses PNDC chairmanship seats. David Apasera elected flag bearer. Man grabbed for attempting to smuggle weed into police cells. Chinese fishing vessel owners did not pay fine. In business and international news, ECOWAS hints at sanctions removal. In sports, emotional scenes as dead Offensu juvenile footballers are laid to rest. And in entertainment, any artist who shows off their wealth lacks what money can't buy, which is talent, says Stephanie Benson. My name is Adelaide Obobisa.
And my name is Joshua Zuhunu.
Have a good evening.